Week 4 is here, and we're in prime time on Monday Night Football. Probably to much disdain from the rest of the football community. But in this episode from the Cheap Seats, we look at the 1-2 Dolphins, who were banged up too. Is this the week we finally end the skid? Let's talk about it. Get in here. Welcome to From the Cheap Seats. Welcome, glad to have you. I'm your host Bonafide, and this is From the Cheap Seats, the show where we preview and recap all the action from the Tennessee Titans season. Every week we're going to be doing previews of the upcoming matchup, live streams while the game's going on, and we're going to be doing recaps the day after the game is over. We're headed to Miami. Welcome to Miami. If you like Will Smith, you get that reference. To face the Miami Dolphins on Monday Night Football. So let's get into this game preview. So the inevitable happens, and we lost to the Green Bay Packers, and Malik Willis put on a freaking show. So yes, we are one of the 3 teams in the league that still doesn't have a win. And that includes the Bengals and the Sparkle Kittens, or the Jaguars if you want to use their original name. So we're headed to Miami for our only primetime game of the season on Monday Night Football. Again, the NFL is probably regretting this decision, but when they put the schedule out, I kind of see why they gave it to us, because the last time we played them on Monday night, it was an instant classic, man. We scored 15 points in literally like 51 seconds, and we won that game 28-27. Yes, I know, we still didn't break 30 points. But it was a crazy game because this is the game, I feel like the Falcons game, a little bit of that Steelers game, and then this game is what led people to believe, myself included, I'm not extruding myself, that Will Levis could probably be the guy if given the chance. So after this game, we have the bye, and we're going to have a long week to talk about whether or not he is a long-term answer at QB. Now for the Dolphins, they are having tons of issues at the quarterback position. They lost Tua to another concussion. And in my humble opinion, he probably should retire from the game because you only get one brain and he keeps having concussions. So they had to start Skylar Thompson, and then he was hurt. So they had to try to end Tim Boyle. So to say they have a problem is like an understatement, all right? Now they got Tyler or Snoop Huntley, and so it's possible he might get some burn at quarterback. Now remember, he used to play for the Ravens. He was the backup while Lamar was out that time they were in the playoffs. So he's got some experience. So he's not like a rookie, but he's still a backup nonetheless. And you would think they would probably want to get a mobile QB in there, again, especially given what happened last week with Malik against our defense. Now, while this looks like a winnable game on paper for the Titans, the Dolphins still have Waddle, Devon Achane, and Tyreek Hill on offense, and Raheem Mostert, and all that. So this is still a very dangerous team, all right? So let's look at who's in and who's out. So I know they mentioned Jeffrey Simmons is on the injury report. I'm going to put it up here on the screen. Jeffrey Simmons on the injury report with DNP with the elbow thing, but I think he's going to be there. He probably put a brace on and things like that. So I think he's going to be there. But the biggest thing that we are missing is Chido Awuzie is headed to IR. They put him on IR for a groin injury. Now, I think he's on the IR that you can come back from. So I think in 4 weeks. So we have the bye. We have, I think they put him on by this one. So you have this week, next week. I think next week will count. The week after, and then that week. So he should be back in like 4 weeks. So Jarvis Brownlee Jr. is going to be starting for that. So again, we won't know who's out because we play on Monday night. Everything's pushed back a day. So we have to keep an eye out on who else is out. But right now, the 2 big things are Cheeto's out and freaking, Jeffrey with the elbow. So it's calm. But you see the injury report up here. Wait till Saturday. Keep your eye on social media and you'll know more. All right, so we're moving right along to this thing. We're going out to our Gridiron Gambles and our game predictions. So if you're liking the content that we dropping here at Section 240, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Yep, it's a button right there. It says subscribe. Just click it, boom. It takes you less time in the pocket. But see, if you keep holding on to that sub, you're going to get sacked like Will Levis. All right? I can only block for so long. All right, man, we going down. So our Gridiron Gambles, this section is sponsored by Music City Bets on Twitter. You got to follow them at Music City Bets on X for all of your daily betting insights on all of your favorite national teams. Whether you're betting on the Titans, the Preds, or just looking for some expert plays to get a dub, they got you covered, man. Now get ahead of the game. Go ahead and follow them so you can get the best tips and odds, all right? Now, talking about us and our Gridiron Gambles, 2 weeks, 2 wins, all right? Now, we hit the over last week of 38 points, and we brought home a whopping $47.73 on a $25 play. So we're up. We started the bankroll at the beginning of the season with $300. We're up to $94.47 in our bank, baby. We up. We're playing with house money now. So the Titans player of the day for this game is D-Hop, anytime touchdown. It's a plus 340. Now, this is a stat that Music City Bets brought to my attention where I feel like this is going to be a good play. In the 4 games that he's played against the Dolphins, he's got 3 TDs in that game. So yeah, I think this is going to be a good play. So make sure you follow at Music City Bets on Twitter and you lock in that play and you let me know how the money feels when you get it in your bank, all right? So everybody's favorite section, Bonafide thoughts. And I'm calling this one Monday Night Fright. Now, I know Halloween is next month, but we're getting a pretty good scare right now as Titans fans, all right? Now, Miami's in dire straits, so we ain't gonna beat that dead horse, but so are we. We are 0-3 and could possibly be 0-4 if we don't pull out this win in Miami, all right? Now, we got problems with right tackle. We got a QB that turns the ball over too much. It's a lot. It's pretty terrifying as a Titans fan. And it gets scarier because if we lose, we'd be heading into the bye without a win and probably in last place in a winnable, air quotes, winnable division. I mean, nobody's pulling away with this division, you know, nobody is, all right? And then what makes it even worse is that we would be stewing for 2 weeks because we got the bye coming up. So we got all next week and then all following week with more questions than answers and a whole lot of finger pointing both inside the facility and outside. And then we had to listen to Nashville media who probably hasn't played an athletic snap in their lives. Jared Stillman. Talk about how the team should listen to them and do it their way. This is a very frightening thing to have happen to us if we don't win on Monday night. And again, this isn't a hard thing to do. You know, the game plan is pretty simple. Don't turn the ball over. Put the ball in the hands of your playmakers, Ridley, Hopkins, Pollard, Spears. Leave Treylon on the bench. And Callie's going to have to scheme up some plays that Will is comfortable with. And we're going to have to find a way to help NPF and Radins to a certain extent on that right side of the line. On defense, we got to set the edge and we got to get pressure on the QB. Like, don't get me wrong. This quarterback shouldn't look like the second coming of Dan Marino against us when they play this defense. We need to get a turnover and stops on 3rd downs, which we didn't get last week. And we could possibly walk up out of Hard Rock with a win and a maybe slightly better outlook going into the bye. That's what we need to do. So wrapping this video up, our game prediction. So we are down 0-3 and we need to win in the worst way. And I literally could repeat what I said last preview video last week and it would apply right here. All 3 phases of the game have to be on point. Do you understand me? They got to be on point because the Dolphins are a dynamic team, all right? And the backup, just like last week, might have a slight edge because of these weapons. And he's got some playoff experience, Huntley. Now, whoever they trot out there is still going to have Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and Devin Achane and Raheem Mostert as offensive weapons. So they still hurt us. Last week, Jeffrey Simmons said that nobody runs the ball on the Titan. Well, that wasn't true. And this week, Devin Achane is a way more dynamic back than Josh Jacobs. So that can turn into a problem if we don't set the edge and stop the run. And this goes without saying, but it's obvious that we cannot have the Will Levis boneheaded mistake this week. We cannot, it can't happen, all right? It cannot happen. or he gonna end up on the Summer Jam screen in 4K as another meme. All right, so let's get to my prediction. I'm 0-3 on the season, so I'm doing as bad as my team is right now. Now, this should be the week that we turn it around. Now, I mean, you're facing a backup quarterback that might still be injured if Skylar Thompson plays, but like, again, we thought that last week, facing a backup should be an easy thing. But I think the defense finally gets a turnover, interception. The offense shows those same signs of life that we saw last week. Hopkins begins to build on what he did last week. He cashes that Gridiron Gambles for us, and TNT finally blows up. I mean, the fuse finally goes off, and we win this game 24-10, and we go into the bye week looking to make a run to 500. All right, that's my prediction. So as we head out here, remember there's not going to be a live stream this week because I'm going to be headed to Miami to catch the game in person. And we'll be back after the bye week with live from the section. So don't forget about that. No stream this week, but following week after the bye, we'll be right back at it. Don't forget to check out our website and get your own Section 240 merch. Hitting up the shop, www.section240.com. Don't forget about the 1K Oilers throwback giveaway. Just got to be a subscriber and you're going to be entered in. We're less than 100 subs away. We are so close. I can feel the money leaving my wallet to pay for this jersey and shipping. That's how close we are. So one of y'all going to get a jersey, compliments of me, Bonafide, and Section 240. All you got to do is to be a subscriber. All right? So make sure you locked in with us with the section by liking, commenting, and sharing this with all your Titans fans. Because remember, there's plenty of room in this section for us all. Tighten up.